Ooh, hold on. Get right. Hold on.
Before Julio Cesar Chavez and now Canelo Alvarez, there was a great rising Mexican fighter who captured the hearts and minds of Mexicans and boxing fans around the world.
Hold on. Why he look like somebody?
Armed with a devastating right hand,
Ooh.
elusive movement, and a big heart, Salvador Sanchez was one of the greatest boxers from his country to ever enter a ring, and who, in the opinion of many experts, had he not tragically lost his life at an early age, would have become the greatest featherweight of all time.
Word?
This is the story of Salvador Sanchez, nicknamed the Invincible Eagle.
Invincible Eagle. Hey man, shout out to my guy for telling me to do this, man. Shout out to him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So hey, y'all keep commenting, let me know who y'all want me to react to next. But let me like, comment, subscribe, bro. But hey, let's go and get into it, bro. Hey.
Salvador Sanchez Narvaez was born on January 26, 1959 in Santiago, Tanguastenco. His parents, Felipe Sanchez and Maria Luisa Narvaezes, had 3 children, including Sal, and did their best to make ends meet with what little they had. He fell in love with boxing after watching the fights of Ruben Olivares, his idol. At the age of 13, while training with friend Jose Sosa, Salvador realized that boxing was his passion and the meaning of life. Young Sanchez finished his schooling at 14 and shortly after moved to Mexico City. Turning professional wasn't so much a natural choice for Sal, it was a case of necessity. Training has become an integral part of Salvador's life. He worked hard on his stamina and skill, which made him a unique fighter. A collaboration with coach Enrique Huerta brought a change in Sanchez's style, making him even more of a threat to opponents. Confidence in a proper training program and a strong left hand gave him some powerful and relentless punches. Through specific training, Salvador Sanchez has gone from a young and inexperienced fighter to one of the best featherweights in boxing history. Salvador Sanchez turned professional at the age 16 after only 9 amateur fights.
He did what?
Sanchez began his pro career on May 4, 1975 in Veracruz, facing another newcomer, Al Gardino. He secured a victory by stopping his opponent in the 3rd round and went on to win his next 17 fights in a row, with 16 of them ending by stoppage.
Oh, left hand. Sleep deep.
However, on September 9, 1977, Sal faced a tough challenge when he fought Antonio Becerra in Mazatlan, competing for the vacant Mexican bantamweight title. That day, Sal experienced his first and only defeat, losing via a split decision over 12 rounds.
Damn, word.
On April 15, 1978, Sanchez made his maiden voyage to America, fighting at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles against fellow Mexican Juan Escobar. After being floored in the 5th round, Sanchez did enough to claw back the scorecards and walk away with a draw. In his next 11 bouts, 6 took place in Mexico and 5 in the USA, which included an impressive 5th round victory over the renowned boxer and father of Felix Trinidad Sr. on July 22, 1979.
Hold on, you said the father of Felix Trinidad Sr. So the granddad.
Sanchez stood at 5 feet 6 9. Sanchez stood at 5 feet 6 inches, with shoulders as broad as a light heavyweight and the punching power of a middleweight, which earned him the nickname the Invincible Eagle.
Invincible Eagle. Oh, he said you want to fight. Let's fight then.
Me llamo Salvador Sanchez.
Just 6 weeks later, Sanchez faced Richard Rozelle in a featherweight world title eliminator. Rozelle had a strong amateur background, winning national titles, and he also had the legendary Angelo Dundee in his corner. While on paper, the fight seemed like a stepping stone towards a world title shot for Sanchez, it was far from an easy path to challenging for the WBC World Featherweight title. Despite having a long list of early stoppages to his name at that point, many overlooked the fact that Sanchez's boxing intellect played a significant role in his victories. He relied on timing rather than raw power, skillfully countering his opponents at the right moment. He was a genius to watch in action.
Oh my God.
Los Angeles, California.
Ooh.
Putting Rozelle down at the end of the second session, he suffocated the Detroit-based fighter with relentless attacks.
Oh. He almost dropped.
The fight was rightly stopped by the referee in the third round.
And about between Junior Likely, good right hand by Sanchez. Once again, he staggers the Ohio battler. Now it's Sanchez.
Ooh. He beating him. Yeah, he just beating him up, putting him. Yeah.
The victory over Rozelle caught the public's attention, but it was his bout on February 2nd, 1980 against the long-reigning WBC World Featherweight Champion, Danny Little Red Lopez, that catapulted Sanchez towards the Hall of Fame.
Danny Little Red,
hailing from Utah, had held the featherweight title since 1976 and successfully defended it against formidable opponents like Jose Torres, David Cotty, and Mike Ayala.
Okay.
With an impressive record of 39 stoppages and 42 victories and only 3 losses, Lopez was seen as the dominant force in the 126 pounds weight class. At just 21 years old, all eyes were on Sanchez as he prepared to face the reigning champion.
Lopez will be coming from the corner on the left.
He said he had 42 wins, 39 knockouts.
Lopez aggressively sought to draw blood, but every time he unleashed his powerful jab, Sanchez skillfully leaned to the left and responded with overhand rights.
This kid goes out for a very lovely 6 pounds. The featherweight limit.
Oh. That one hurt.
Can't believe where he's going to get hit himself.
Oh, the uppercut.
Young man. Good on his feet, as you can see.
The consistent display of precision and fearlessness from Sanchez was a sight to behold, whether he was fighting up close, boxing on the front foot, countering with finesse, or whether he was fighting up close, boxing on the front foot, countering with finesse, or using clever angles.
What style? Who do he remind? Like, who did he fight like nowadays? Or
it was remarkable to witness his ability to analyze Lopez's strategy and adapt continuously, especially considering his relatively limited experience in the ring.
He said, "I'm hurt."
Dominating the first 2 rounds. Angelo Dundee, Dick Stockton.
Oh.
Stay there with him. For Lopez, round 4. Danny
It's only round 4?
And this one at bottom is starting to close the eye. Back to with a 3rd round knockout of
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that Little Red, it's like his body made out of granite. It's like he don't move though. He getting
As the bout progressed into the middle rounds, Lopez's eye sockets began to swell, and Sanchez's punch accuracy started to increase.
Woohoo! Bum. Oh my. Man, ref, you can stop this shit. Ooh! They let that fight go, huh?
Miles ahead on the scorecards, 51 seconds into round 13, the referee looked at the bloody champion and stopped the fight.
Round 13. You gonna stop the fight in round 13? You might as well fight now.
Salvador Sanchez was the new WBC and the ring world featherweight champion.
What was your strategy going in?
Boxearlo así, con rapidez, sin quedarse en las cuerdas, y sobre todo con inteligencia. With a lot of intelligence, staying off the ropes and boxing.
How to get inside and yet get out. Stay out of trouble against the...
On April 12th, 1980, just 2 months later, Sal faced a tenacious opponent, Ruben Castillo, at the Civic Auditorium in Tucson, defending his titles.
And 2 good lefts by Castillo.
Ooh!
Sanchez with perhaps superior upper body strength. Fighters have taken over local stations. This is 6th round action. Excellent round. This is the 7th round. Catching him. There you saw the face.
Despite taking Sanchez the full 15 rounds for the first time in his career, Castillo fell short on 2 of the judges' scorecards by 4 rounds and the other by 3. 9 weeks later, on June 21st, Sanchez rematched Danny Lopez at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas.
Rematch? So for what? He beat him so bad. Oh.
One thrown by Sanchez in the black trunks on the far side.
That didn't hurt.
Sanchez in the black trunks on the far side.
He ate that. He ate both of them.
Danny has taken. Followed up, and look at the speed of the champion, Sanchez.
Sanchez nasty with it, I ain't gonna lie. Where y'all got him ranked at, Mexican fighters wise though? Well, let me know where y'all got him ranked
Lopez
at.
was slightly more competitive this time round, but Sanchez had grown in confidence and pulled apart Little Red with his destructive right hand and left hooks to the jaw.
To get away.
I don't even know why they set this fight up.
Then no knockdowns for a 22-year-old.
Referee Mills Lane wisely stopped the contest in the 14th round.
14 rounds. You let this shit go on for 14 rounds.
Next in line was the 5 feet 10 inches tall Pat Ford, boasting an unbeaten record of 16 fights.
His effectiveness against Castillo, and according to Angelo Dundee.
Utilizing his height advantage, Ford dominated the early rounds by consistently landing his long-reaching jab, causing Sanchez to swing at thin air.
Of the Sanchez Arthur McCanny, of course. I still think Apollo Creed won both fights.
I still think Apollo Creed won both fights.
However, it didn't take long for Sanchez to figure out his opponent's tactics. Famously known as Mr. Lungs, Sal possessed an incredible endurance and began setting traps for Ford as the fight progressed.
That's a good technical fight, though.
This is when he begins to come back. Little Red Lopez. Let's continue with that. It's not landing, and this one. There's a good cover. Just 21. He was only 20 when he won the title.
I got doing the red got some good defense, I tell you.
After each of Ford's punches, Sanchez expertly closed the distance and launched relentless attacks on the Guyanese fighter.
Bobbing and weaving, got out of there. Give Ford credit, but who again is all over Ford. Once inside now, as he has proved, take a punch. Right, round 13. I have it scored. Just when Sanchez saw you in the United States. 13th round. Sanchez, referee Arthur McCanny, who is a spectator of your screen. Salvador Sanchez to the, a good right, short.
He not as, yeah.
Great patience, looking for his opportunity.
It's a great fight, I ain't gonna lie. Don't get the screwing, Judge. Don't get the bullshit,
Although one judge
Judge.
scored the contest as a draw, the other two saw Sal winning by a comfortable margin.
21-year-old ring general.
I'm about to say.
Sanchez concluded the year with a points victory against the future world champion, Juan Laporte, in El Paso, Texas.
I ain't never heard of Juan Laporte.
This about Sanchez and a very effective right so getting rid of
That left jab, get it off. He just relentless, like he don't get tired. He just keep coming forward. It look like he don't lose his speed or nothing. It's like he don't lose nothing as the fight keep going on. It's crazy.
Trying to cover. Those eyes now so terribly vulnerable.
All right, look at him, bro. It's just.
It'll be a lesson for him to an end.
Salvador's child. I ain't gonna lie.
In 1981, Sanchez's
Sanchez.
first opponent was the European featherweight champion, Roberto Castanen from Spain. Despite an impressive record of 43-1, Castanen had mostly fought in Spain, and in one of his rare bouts outside his home country against Danny Lopez in 1979, he was knocked out in just 2 rounds.
For real?
And Castanen, who has matured greatly since then, was counted out.
Castanen had an aggressive come-forward style and tended to load up on each shot, which played perfectly into Sanchez's strengths.
Oh, you loading up? Oh, yeah.
What often seems to be unnecessary.
You about to get punched on for real.
Scoring on the inside.
He about to get punched on, too. Oh, my God. You want to load up? I got something for you.
Whenever Castanen moved within range, Sanchez skillfully dismantled him at will.
Who is, by the way, in the arena to fight is being
Oh!
brought to you. Sanchez, knowing he can pretty much do what he wants.
Although Castanen managed to hang on for 10 rounds, all 3 judges had him far behind on the scorecards when the fight was stopped.
Finish him. Yeah, it's over with.
3.5 months later, El Salvador scored a convincing victory by unanimous decision over American Nicky Perez.
9 3/4 for Perez.
Nicky Perez or Nico Perez?
Tonight. This is not a title defense club staging this fight tonight.
This has been an excellent bout for people to watch.
He got his own style, bro. He don't fight like nobody. Well, nah, I ain't gonna lie. He got kind of that brawler style.
And a game and Gallant a champion. No mistake about it. There's the bell in the ring now as he's...
However, Sanchez's next fight won't be an easy win.
Detroit is justifiably
Who's going next, man? What
On
year is
August
this?
21st, 1981, Wilfredo Gomez from Puerto Rico challenged Sanchez for his titles. Known as Bazooka, Gomez boasted an unbeaten record of 32 wins with only 1 draw and had held the WBC Super Bantamweight crown since 1977.
What?
Having stopped all 32 of his opponents, including Sanchez's fellow Mexican Carlos Zarate, Gomez was determined to secure an early stoppage against the champion.
He stopped everybody?
Despite possessing a slight reach advantage and a more calculated boxing style, Gomez couldn't avoid Sanchez's beautiful right counter in the opening round, which sent him to the canvas for an 8 count.
Oh! Bomb that left hook. Oh, he about to go down. He about to go down. He about to go down. I like when 2 champions fight. Ooh. Ooh. Well, it's like Salvador, bro. It's like, bro, he ain't going for it, bro.
However, looking at Gomez's face before the 7th round, his eye sockets were severely swollen due to Sanchez's systematic domination in one of the most impressive boxing masterclasses ever seen in the ring.
Damn, that nigga eye fucked up.
After hitting the canvas again in the 8th round, the referee swiftly intervened, and the fight came to an end.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Sanchez retained his championship, while Gomez went on to become a 3-weight world champion and rightfully earned his place in the International Boxing Hall of Fame
Yeah, 3-weight world
in
champion.
1995.
That's crazy. If he beat him,
The question that was in my mind was, so much had been said about Rafael Gomez's punching power. I asked him, and he said he felt at any time that power. He said that he never was hurt, but every punch that Gomez landed, he felt it. It was tremendous punching. He said he could feel it, but he just never caught him on the chin to hurt him. Also, I asked him if he was surprised that he was able to hurt Gomez in the first round. He said that he was not surprised because he worked very hard. He worked on punching power by banging the heavy bag, and he said that when he landed, he noticed that Gomez was hurt. He went after him.
Me llamo Salvador Sanchez.
damn.
In a match that took place 4 months later, the British featherweight champion, Pat
British.
Cowdell, made the journey to the Astrodome in
British
Houston.
be Hey now. They be. Look at Don King. This man. Hey, Don King reaction coming soon. So y'all know. This nigga Don King with everybody.
About early punch on Salvador Sanchez. And one of the 2 losses that he suffered was also as a result of, he's getting a little old anxious now, and he could get caught.
Oh my God, to the body. Ooh, you see that body work there?
Despite giving his all and working efficiently off his jab, Cowdell proved no match for Sanchez, who showcased his superior skills.
Left hands that score, but once again, Cowdell
He about to go down.
asserts himself here in round 9. And another left hand.
Cowdell's left jab is not as stiff.
Salvador Sanchez really has caused any slowness at all, as a matter of fact.
I wish you wouldn't play this bullshit ass music in the background. Oh! Get right.
Same thought in mind that he's going to go for it, but he takes a right hand to the left by Sanchez on the side of the face, and the right hand once again is 14 of Cowdell. And a left hand catches him on the go ahead, talk to Cowdell.
Round 14. Whatever you going to 15 round?
From the champ, or whatever the movie will be in your area. The 30th, of course, for the Roberto Duran-Wilford.
In the dying seconds of the 15th round, Sanchez
good
managed
fight.
to knock Cowdell down.
I can't really.
Measuring his man, still looking for it, and there it is.
To his credit, Cowdell managed to get back on his feet and weather the storm for the rest of the round. But it was evident that a victory for Sanchez was never in doubt.
Rocky Garcia. This nigga Don King. Ooh.
After an easy victory against Rocky Garcia on May 8, 1982, Sanchez had
He's
no inkling
different.
that his final bout would take place on July 21st,
What?
1982 at the renowned Madison Square Garden.
2 days after I was born. Well, I wasn't born right then, but I was born July 19th. That's crazy. What? How old was
May 8, 1982, Sanchez had no inkling that his final bout would take place on July 21st, 1982 at the renowned Madison Square Garden. Paired against the undefeated prospect, known as the Professor, Azuma Nelson, the fight turned into an intense showdown.
Azuma Nelson.
At that time, the future Hall of Famer had a record of 13-0, was relatively unknown, and had accepted the fight with only a couple of weeks' notice.
Okay.
Undoubtedly considered the significant underdog, nobody gave him a chance. However,
Ooh.
the native Ghanaian, Azuma Nelson, gave Sanchez all the trouble he could handle.
Sánchez no entró Azuma Nelson, ganchito corto la bandera, usted lo vio, le tomó la acción del retador. Cada vez cerca la mano derecha, pero Sánchez ya estaba lejos de esa, con muy bien trabajados en el gimnasio.
Like he's short too.
Simplemente no tenía una peligro, y ahora Azuma tendrá que arriesgar.
Nelson skillfully countered every one of Sanchez's punches and showed versatility in
Ooh,
working at
okay.
various ranges, be it in the pocket, at a distance, or on the back foot.
Boxeador, ¿saben cuando aquí tratando de imponer ya condiciones a base de un mejor boxeo, porque la injundia del retador Nelson y poco a poco como que ha ido entendiendo que esto es con mayor seriedad.
It seemed like they were fighting mirror versions of themselves, continually strategizing on how to land or parry the next punch. The turning point of the fight came in the 7th round when Sanchez delivered a crushing left hook that sent Nelson staggering backward into the corner ropes.
Yeah, left hook hurt him. Boom!
Shortly after, Sanchez landed another powerful left hook to Nelson's jaw, sending him to the canvas.
Bam, 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 bam. Ooh!
Demonstrating true champion resolve, Nelson bravely rose to his feet and retaliated against Sal.
Oh! Oh, shit!
Dándole el ritmo en este combate del fluido sanguíneo que tiene ya en la boca a Suma Nelson, quien vuelve a quedarse parado y Salvador Sánchez en otra ocasión, bueno, ahora no entró, pero bueno, combinación, primero izquierda y luego derecha, trata de entrar a Suma Nelson, porque él intenta siempre voltear arriba.
As the fight entered the last 2 minutes of the 15th round, Sanchez unleashed a barrage of punches, once again flooring Nelson.
Oh, oh, boom, boom. Yeah, he about to go, yeah. Damn.
Salvador Sánchez hasta que Tony Pérez intervino, cayendo a la lona ya. Salió desatado a Suma Nelson, pero fue conectado así de esta manera. Estaba a punto de caer y ya golpeado de manera inmisericordia.
After Nelson courageously got back up and continued trading blows with the champion, referee Tony Perez intervened to save Nelson from further punishment.
Nah, man, let him fight, ref. I'll let him fight right there.
After successfully defending his title 9 times in a row, Sanchez had numerous options for his next fight. He had already signed a rematch with Laporte, and the possibility of a Nelson rematch was also on the horizon. There were even rumors of a potential move from featherweight to lightweight to challenge the 135-pound champion, Alexis Arguello. However, the most tantalizing and highly anticipated match that never materialized was against fellow Mexican Julio Cesar Chavez in the super featherweight division. By the time of Sanchez's victory over Nelson, Chavez had an impressive record of 29-0 and would go on to become the WBC super featherweight champion in 1984. Unfortunately, despite the excitement surrounding the potential matchup, Sanchez publicly announced his intention to retire at the end of 1983. He wanted to pursue a career as a doctor and return to college. Throughout his career, Sal had been wise with his finances, and his one indulgence.
My man said, I'm done with the box. I'm about to be a doctor, man. That's great. Yeah, that's bad. Hey, that's crazy.
Was fast cars at the time of his victory over Nelson. And his one indulgence was fast cars. At the time of his victory over Nelson, he owned 9 of them. Unfortunately, 3 weeks after his victory over the professor, 23-year-old Sanchez lost his life in a car crash when he collided straight into a tractor trailer.
He was 23, bro. Yeah, he would have been one of the best fighters of all time if he'd have kept fighting. 23, 9 title defenses already. If he'd have fought Chula and Chavez, oh my God, this is insane. 23 years old, bro. What the fuck? I hate cars.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is insane.
Commentator Larry Merchant once said of Sanchez, when a champion is as physically talented as this man is, their man opponent is themselves. Albeit on a different parallel, but his love of cars was certainly relevant in this equation. Sanchez's funeral was attended by over 50,000.
But it's like everybody drive cars, so it's like, I mean, could he have been driving fast that day because he loved cars, so he want to drive fast on his new cars or he car make? But I mean, come on, bro. When you start to say his own, come on, man, y'all doing too much.
1,000 fans.
That's a
if
lot
you
of
ever
fucking
find
fans.
Chisholm, but his love of cars was certainly relevant in this equation. Sanchez's funeral was attended by over 50,000 fans.
Dang!
If you ever find yourself in Santiago, you might come across a beautifully sculpted statue of the champion, and not far from there, you can visit his final resting place.
Damn.
He was rightly inducted into the Ibhof in 1991. He is survived by his wife Maria Teresa, 2 sons, Salvador and Omar, and millions of adoring Mexican fans who continue to celebrate the legacy of this featherweight icon to this very day.
23? He was 23, bro. Knocking shit. That's insane. 23 years old, bro. 9 title defenses. I'm done, bro. That's crazy, bro. Damn, I hate cars. Hey, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. I want to see more boxing reactions. Let me know in the comments, man. But hey, it's insane, bro. Let me know who y'all got. Let me know y'all got to rank that though. Best Mexican fighters of all time. Let me know y'all got to rank. But that statue, I want to actually see that. That's hard. That's hard. I ain't gonna lie.